Good morning. I'm out in a field today, and it's probably one of our sickest fields or underperforming fields. I would like to explain what my thought process is and what my remedy is, and I think could be a bit of a video blog to see how this field transforms. So it's called the Hills block. It's about 60 hectares, I think. So what we started by doing is mole ploughing. This has just been mole ploughed. This is spring 2019. What the hell are we doing mole ploughing in the spring? It's a very good question. The issue we have is moisture. It is very wet here. If we go, is my truck, have a look at what can happen. I'm moving away from that because it's a bit embarrassing. The difference between this and that is there's about 2 days and about 150 horsepower increase. Here we've got more horsepower. Should have been even more boss of the job. And that was about 215. Oh yeah, that's a good point. It's only 50 horsepower. That's 215. This is 270 horsepower. The thought process being that if the tractor is boss of the job, it shouldn't dig. It should only pull. The instructions given to the staff was that you should only form a cleat. If it starts to pull the cleat, then he was to stop. Okay. So it's worth having a look at the state, rather than concentrating on our tracks. Have a look at the state of the soil. You can see it's smeared on top, it's green, it's got algae. Walk here, let me pull it up. People talk about horizontal lines, demonstration of compaction. We've definitely got a compaction problem here. I'm not surprised to see that. But here we've got some roots working through it. No, still forms a ball, so I shouldn't be working it. Why was I working it then? Well, I was working it because I couldn't see any way this was going to dry out in a sensible manner without giving it assistance. I've also got a drone map showing the moles have failed in this section of the field, so I'm not being completely idiotic. I have only mole ploughed where the drains have failed. We would have done it last autumn, but we'd signed up this field to a cover crop. So there was a cover crop growing, and of course it was too dry. The mole would never have held. So hence we're doing it in the spring. So my questions are twofold really, to myself as much as anything. How do I get rid of these wheel marks? How do I get it back to our standard level finish? How do I remove the compaction? And how do I turn this around into a crop of spring barley as fast as possible? They talk about losing 100 kilos of yield for spring barley every day after the end of March. Well, today is the 30th of March, so I need to be making a decision quickly. So I'm going to go and have a look at the drain outfalls, see if we've got any extra water running through there as a result of this mole ploughing. I just wanted to show you this. Although this looks horrible, I think it's a sign of success. It was standing water here. These 2 moles have been pulled through all the way through to the ditch. So my hope here is that we've just drained this wet spot straight into the ditch. So those of you who say, what was I doing pulling moles straight into the ditch? It does have drainage scheme. The problem is, I don't know how long it's been failed for. We have a drainage pipe here. It broke historically. I would still say there's a fair flow coming out of there, tending to indicate that the molding has been working. Have a look at here. Fair flow going down the outlet, and we've got a good, I'd say 1.5 metre drop to the field, so there's a fair bit of fair fall. So by way of comparison, this is the other half of the field, so our moles are over there. Other half of the field, according to the drone map, the moles haven't failed here. Interestingly, I've decided to dig here because you can see these red patches of black grass indicating wet. Generally black grass grows in poorly drained soils. I'm just going to use my fork here to dig this up as a point of comparison. Did I do the right thing? So here it is a bit crumblier, a bit drier. It's what you would expect if the drains were working. I'll probably still form a sausage quite easily. So I just haven't been on this ground. I've avoided coming here because I thought I was just patient. I would be able to get this. This is almost workable. You could probably work this with the sky. Not so sure of with the Claydon. Not really with the sky yet. Now I smelt some soil on the other side. It smelt, honestly, it smelt horrible. Really, and anaerobic. It smelt, well, it smelt sewage, really, to be frank. Whereas that just smells. It smells inert, actually. It doesn't smell positive, like a nice bag of potatoes, but it doesn't smell anaerobic. So, we should thankful for that, I suppose. So the problem we're having is in our famous naughty block, but because it's quite unlevel, we're getting bits like this where the seed is left exposed, right next to nice bits like this where the seed is, well, not even then it's not that well balanced. It's covered, like here, it's well covered, and that's nice depth there. This one next door isn't, and this one isn't. So with the Claydon, you have to watch out for front to back. So say this was a front one, then this would be a back one. So this would be a front one. But this is actually a wheeling. That's looking up the, you can see this gap here. That's a wheeling, hence why it's slightly shallower.